Hello and welcome everyone to another session of live Wikidata editing on the Wikipedia Weekly Network, coming to you from me sitting in Amsterdam, and Albin, you're still in Visby?
Still in Visby.
All right, so it's going to be me, user Ainali, and Albin Larsson, Abbe98. That is going to show off some tips how you can edit on Wikidata, and also talk a little bit about how you can think about when you do these edits. What are you having on your agenda today?
I think we're going to have a look at some problematic cases that are kind of common when you have to split an item into multiple ones. Mostly common when you have multiple instances of an item and you just want it to be one of them.
Yes, those can be tricky situations sometimes. Sometimes they're easy, sometimes they're hard. Yeah.
Exactly. So we're going to try one or two at least.
All right, cool. That's going to be really nice. I'm going to try to add a data set, but not create items for everything in a data set, but literally create an item for a data set. So I'm going to start sharing my screen here and see if I can add this one. And this is not where we're going to start. So here in Sweden, we have a new data portal, and it has filters. So I could actually find a few ones that are CC0. So, and this one I think is quite interesting. It's from the Swedish Museum of History, and it's places that they have sort of curated of some sort of, they think these are interesting. And since they are an authority on that, I thought, oh, this might be good to be able to refer to in Wikidata. Perhaps later on, we might even have this as a property, but for now, I'm just going to start off with the basic thing, adding the item for this data set. So I'm going to start here. So yeah, okay, this is the official English name of the museum, National Historical Museums of Sweden. And let's see what we can see here. Could you send a link on the chat, the link to the dataset? Yes, I can. So we'll see if I can actually post this here. I think I posted this, was asked for on Twitch. So we have people watching on several places. This is going out to 5 different destinations. Yes, so back to the National Historical Museum. I saw something there in the description that I want to polish a little bit on. Hey, where did my edit buttons go? Oh, I zoomed in too much. So the edit button is, and there's missing that here. Oh. This is collection of museums. I'm going to publish that. Oh, here we have a double instance of, but I think one is just redundant. What do you think, Albin? It's both a government agency and a Swedish government agency. I think I can remove the government agency. Yeah. That's just not adding anything. So we'll remove
this is also a very interesting data set, actually.
Yes. That's
because it's aggregated.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I am responsible for putting it there.
All right. That's very cool. Oh, and here I see a plain error. Do you think that the National Historical Museums is a part of the Swedish Natural Heritage Board?
Wasn't that the case once upon a time? So you just need a... No, not this one, because this is actually a new government agency.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think this is just a misconception. It happens to be so that both me and Albin has been working on the Swedish National Heritage Board. So I'm just going to remove this one as well. There's some polishing here to do before we can actually get... Oh, and here we have double locations. So we have have a very specific one in the part of the city and in Stockholm with a reference. Ooh, what is this? So I'm opening this in a new tab and see. Aha. this is the public register of public bodies.
Government agencies.
Yes, that might be it.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll add in Swedish, in Sweden.
Yes.
I might have been lazy. I think I created this once upon a time. Did I? Yes. Oh, I'm sorry for not adding it. No, I didn't create it. Okay, I wasn't the first. Good. I've been editing in it a lot then. All right. So there we go. So do you think I should keep Östermalm as a location or just Stockholm, which has a reference?
I think you should set Östermalm as the primary one. You can change the status of it because Stockholm is still relevant and is referred in the source.
So
I would do that.
you want to keep this one, but even promote it to preferred?
Yes, because it's more specific.
Okay. All right. So for you who don't know, so there's a way to rank these two different statements. And it's on these small things on the left here. And if you don't know, you might miss them. But if I click here, I hope I get a little pop-up. And right now it has a normal rank, so they're ranked the same. But we just think this should be preferred. So we're going to set that to preferred and publish it. And that means that if you do a query in the query tool, it will just select the preferred one. You can get all of them, but the simple query will just get the one. We have a location, jurisdiction, start time, double street addresses, the same number, different postcodes. And this is also from the register. Oh, and I think we should remove the email to the boss.
Yes.
Well,
I
she's
think
the
so as
head of
well.
the museum, but I don't think her personal email should be here. I'll remove
Yeah,
that.
I think the only one that should actually be there on government agencies are probably Registrator one because they are legally forced to respond to messages there.
They're legally forced to respond, but I actually checked this one up before. So they do, in their side foot, give the other one.
Oh,
so they want people to do it. But then if you go over here to contact, they say, well, if you want to, if it is a government agency business, you should email registrator. So I think both should be there.
Yeah.
I should probably, no, not that one. Cancel. This one wants us to have a reference. And since we saw that it was actually on the page there, we can add it as a reference. So we'll add a reference URL right there. And we retrieve it today. And this fills it in because I have the gadget for filling in the day of today, which is very handy. Saves a lot of time. Item operated has parts, and these are yes, good. And let's see what we can owner of. What's that? That's another data set.
Oh, this is a similar one actually.
Yes. So since this one has owned by, we should add owner of here. So is there an easy way to just add this? Because this is from a gadget as well. Or do I have to add it manually here? Let's go with manually owner of. And copy be this. Publish. All right. So we polished the base item. So now we're going to go to create the actual item for data set. And I'm actually going to be a little bit lazy here because I discovered that Wikidata Cradle
right.
has where did it go? Yes, so it has open data set as something. So we're going to try to use that. So I'm going to show you here. So on Wikidata Cradle, you have a link to a Cradle tool. And what the Cradle tool does, it simplifies creating an item from scratch a little bit by giving you a form, more or less, of things that you should add to. So I'll go into open dataset here. And we'll see if it loads something. Yes. And here you need to know the actual. This is not the prettiest name of a label, but I guess this is the label.
It is.
Move this one over here so it's easier for me. And just add it here. And I'm going to add a description as well. It says more or less a curated dataset for places in Sweden. And let's see, what do we have to choose from here? Oh, that's very interesting. So unfortunately, the dropdown doesn't show up in the screen sharing. So I see a dropdown, you don't, but I hope, yes. So when I click the data set there, it comes in. I had some other things to choose from: open access repository, biological database, medical database, etc. But I think data set is most correct here. And the main subject here is places, but I think this might even be geographical places.
Yes.
Have that as an item, geographical. The geographic location we have. Oh, that one showed up. That was good. Language of work or name. So this one is in Swedish. It doesn't load quickly here. Do I have I do have a quick one here. Right, good. An official website?
I don't think it has an official website.
No, I don't think so as well. So we're going to skip that one. We do have a license though. So I'm going to say CC0 here. That's very good. And we have a title again. We're going to repeat what we had from up here. Swedish. Oh, and here it's very interesting. So we had two file formats, so we can add them both here. We had them in, let's check again. So we could download them. I think it was both in
RDF XML.
And the other one was actually JSON LD when you clicked here.
JSON LD as well as something else should be there.
Yeah, so we'll see what we have. So we'll start with RDF and see what comes up. Now the question is, do I go with /XML? Yes. All right, nice. That's one of them. Then JSON LD. Yes, good, very nice. Part of affiliation. API endpoints. No, wait, I did. Yes, thank you. I got a tip here from the chat that I'm actually missing, and that's correct. So this one shouldn't be here. Now I'm clicking in the wrong screen. So remove that one. I'm going to add another one here. There we go with JSON LD. Thank you. Dataset distribution. I don't really know what this property means. Do we have any examples?
I guess we could be API, for example, or something like that. No, it actually wants a link to something. I guess you could link to SOC.
It wants a link to... Or is it if it has a sub item? I'm going to skip that one for now. Part of affiliation. Affiliation, is that somewhere we would like to actually add where current use is 13. Right, yes, that's not much. No, I don't think we're going to use this one either. Affiliation. I'm going to add operated by later. There was API endpoints though.
Yes.
So we had this one.
That's the one.
I'm a little bit confused with my two screens here. Sorry for that. All right. So here I got some help of actually choosing my properties. And now I hope I'll just click create new item. And it will go ahead and add this in a single edit, which is quite cool. Like, it doesn't help your edit count, but it helps you working effectively. So we're going to check here. Here it showed up. And now we're going to see if we can add some more stuff to it. Yes, so immediately we can see we need some things in English here. So we'll add... I wonder if I should have a comma here as well. Let's do it. Rated data set for places in Sweden. Publish that. And then we're going to see if we... Oh, we got some interesting here. Should only be used as qualifier or references. File format. Oh, and this one didn't disappear. So this one was... I'm going to delete this one. That was an accident. But if it's not supposed to be here, then the cradle is wrong. Don't blame me. I'm just using the terms as given.
I don't think it's wrong. It's just the rules.
Yes. Well, first here, I want to add operated by or operator, which would be the National Historical Museums that we had here. So I'm just going to copy, that was a big item. I'm just going to copy the queue number. And then I think we could use actually the published in and say,
yes.
Well, that would be actually the data portal then.
No, not the dataset itself is not published in the data portal.
So that one is in SOC?
Exactly. So you would, it's published in SOC because there are no actual data in the...
So we'll see
data
if we
portal.
see. Yes, Swedish Open Cultural Heritage. Sorry for using abbreviations here, but I got carried away because we also have people using that in the chat, which is quite cool. So yes, so published in there. The question is, should it have some sort of relation to the Swedish data portal?
I guess we could use it as reference.
We could use it. Should we use full work available at? Or should we just
No.
use reference URL? Or
Yes, I think we're gonna have to go with reference. But I think we can use it for each statement actually.
yes. But yes, that's probably good because that's where we got the information. But I think we should also have it should be easy to do a query to find all the data sets in the Swedish data portal.
Yeah, I wonder if there is an external identifier.
It's not yet.
Okay.
But this one, the Swedish data portal, is quite new. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, this data portal, yeah, but I think the identifiers are the same as in the old one.
It might be. So we do have something here, a slug. This might be it. So that might be a new episode doing another external identifier. It's not so exciting because we've already done it once. So I might skip it for now. I'm going to check here if there's something else. Oh, we have more keywords here. These are very, very broad. They won't help anyone. Here we have a reference for the Swedish. We have this for Swedish Historic Museum. Yes, here we have the description, SOC. Oh, we have a release date. That's very good.
Oh.
So
Is that the release date for the dataset, however?
I claim it has been updated, date modified. But I guess the first release date?
That looks very odd.
As in very early?
As in possibly very early, and the updated, the date modified, I think it's a generated one. I think that's the date when we imported the dataset into the old data portal.
All right.
It has nothing to do with anything else, actually. I'm gonna check because I wrote the code that
All right.
made it pop up there.
Yes. So here it says actually the publisher is the Swedish National Heritage Board.
Yeah, so the publisher. So that's why that item gets tricky because it's not only dataset, it's a copy of a dataset, so to speak. So you could also, not in this case, but in many of these cases, also find the same dataset both in SOC, as we mentioned, as well as in Europeana, and so on.
Yes.
I'm gonna see this published. Not
Well, I do have a source on the publisher, so I'm going to try to use it. Swedish National Heritage Board. And then, of course, we're going to add a lot of... Oh, where did it go? That's interesting. I'm pretty sure I pressed... Hey! Oh, I'm going to reload. Yes, all right. Just a GUI. What? A little bit tricky there. While you're doing that, I'm going to start making... adding references here. So I'm going to add a reference. And yes, so here we actually would like to use stated in and refer to the data portal, I guess, as an item.
Yeah.
So quickly make a new item for the data portal as well then. So this is going to be create a new item. I'll do it in Swedish first. Actually, I'm going to check again. Seems odd that... Oh, all right. do everything yourself. And there's an item. And we'll add some sort of basic. Do you think we have a data portal? No. So what is this? This is the data. It's not a repository either, because
you saw the European data portal.
No, I did not.
I saw it myself here as I was doing a bit of research. Gonna check what its instance of is. It's actually instance of Open Data Portal.
All right.
But
so this one is not, because it contains more data than just open data. So what is the Open Data Portal an instance of?
Yeah, that's a good question.
So we'll go up one level in the tree.
It is an instance of collection.
Yeah, that's outright, I guess.
Yeah.
So we'll go with that for now. And this one is operated by or maintained by big. Did not show up there, which was English name here, Agency for Digital Government. There we go. And we'll just add the URL as well, and then I'm gonna leave it for now because this was not the main task. This is the rabbit hole we always get into. And this is the official website. There. At least if someone finds this now, they can see what it is. So I'm just gonna
We can actually add a useful property here or a qualifier here for instance of collection.
All right.
We can say that it's a collection of data or data sets even.
Yes, that's a good one. So we'll add a qualifier here, and yes, off is a, go with data set. It's a collection of data. So there's a collection of data, which it is. Here we have a very good question.
Exactly.
Yes. Is it correct to use an external identifier as a reference for a claim, or should I add the actual institution instead? I think there's no clear answer on that. I think it could depending on the situation. What do you think?
I would always use the most precise ones. I would use an external identifier.
Yes.
Because it's also easier for someone to check it and validate it and such.
Yeah. Otherwise, you would have to do a manual search yourself.
Exactly.
But I wouldn't go so hard and say it's correct or incorrect. But it's a matter of data quality rather. Like it's more precise if you can actually add it. It will add some value to the one coming back after you. All right, so where I was still adding references here. So yes, stated in, and I retrieved this today. And yes, that's good. And now I'm going to use, I'm first going to show you the trick here. So what I have done is in my preferences under gadgets, if internet wants to be on my side. It does not. There you go. So under gadgets here, I have here, duplicate references. I turned that one on, which makes it very easy for me here now to copy this reference to other statements on the same item. So I'll copy this and I'll insert here. And I think I'm going to get an error now, but let's see. No, that worked. All right. Sometimes you need to reload. And we'll insert it here as well. And this one for sure. And this one was also explicitly stated. And this one as well. This one, I don't know if, yes, it was. And these two as well. And the CC0 was also there. And the endpoint. So everything was sourced from that. That's quite good. So that's the first part. And now we can figure out, do we want to have a property for this or import things? Or I think rather, we would probably want a property for this. And then for places where we actually are able to match, add those as external identifiers.
Yeah, so for that there already is the identifier for SOC. So
Yep.
many of them should already be matched actually.
Ah, yes. So it would be quite easy then. And I think that was what I was trying to do today. So to recap a little bit, I can highly recommend the tool Cradle if you're creating new items. And it's quite good just to check in if it's a new type of item to see what someone else thought you were supposed to add on this type of items. And it can also be a time saver if you adding like one a day or something in that order. This might be the tool that is easy to just go through. It's not a good one for like mass imports of items, but for a small number, it's quite good. All right, I'm handing over to Albin.
Thank you very much.
Let's see if we can split some items.
Yes. So actually, just earlier today, I was editing as I do. I have shown you before, but I have a subpage on my user page where I collect things about glaciers, useful queries, and I have something I call maintenance queries that allows me to easily find errors or things that should be easy to fix related to glaciers. And I wrote a query for items with both instance of glaciers and mountain, which usually isn't correct. They should usually be split. So just to have a close look at the query, I think I'm gonna need to zoom in a little.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm selecting the item, I'm selecting a location because I want to have it displayed on the map, and I'm querying for glacier as well as mountain, and this is instance of. And here we're done, we have got location. So I'm just gonna run this. So in Wikidata, when I wrote this query, I wrote it because I had run into many glaciers with this issue, but turns out it's 25 out of a couple of thousands. But we have a couple of ones, and splitting an item can be a little problematic. It can be tricky to do. You need to figure out, is there already an item for this different part, or is there, which originally did the item actually represent to begin with, and what's the articles about? Articles on Wikipedia can be about both the mountain and the glacier at the same time, but what's the primary subject? So I'm just gonna pick. I think we're gonna do one or two depending on how tricky they are. We're gonna start up in Norway. Oh, Helldalsisen. Okay. Instance of mountain and glacier. Okay, we have an image that's probably a mountain. It's located in two administrative entities. I'm already guessing it's a mountain. We have double coordinates from Wikipedia's. Okay. Okay. And we got identifiers. So
That's
this one
good.
is for a glacier, I know.
Mm-hmm.
We got a geoname's ID. We're gonna go back to that, and we have a Norwegian place name number.
All right.
So this is a glacier, I know it. It's just a database of glaciers, so I know that
Mm-hmm.
says it's a glacier.
Yes.
Of course, we have this instance of, but it doesn't really say much. But the external identifiers are a bit of an authority in this case. So geonames, it's a very common one. I'm gonna go to it, and it will actually say, if I click the identifier, it should be saying to us what type it is. So
It
this
does.
claims it's glacier,
Mm-hmm.
and we have this place name number as well.
Isog permafrost.
And let's see what it says. It says it's a glacier as well.
Mm-hmm.
So let's also look at the Wikipedias, and now they disappeared upwards. I'm actually gonna make sure Wikidata is in this mood. I'm gonna check the Norwegian Bokmål one.
Mm-hmm.
It ends up being a little easier for me. And
Ooh.
it just starts by saying that it's a mountain.
Yeah. But then it says,
But then it
or.
says, yeah, right.
All
Or
right.
actually a glacier.
Uh,
That doesn't make it easy. This is the kind of thing you will run into when you try to
yes.
clean things up.
It started out nicely saying all external identifiers were glaciers, but now we
Yes.
run into trouble.
But when we look here, it's actually the categories also say it's a mountain,
Mm-hmm.
all of them.
Mm-hmm.
It says the height, and the glacier usually does not have a height themselves. I think we can say that this is actually... No, we can actually not say anything about this one.
This one is a little bit of both, like you said in the beginning.
Yeah,
It could be.
exactly. So we just have to decide on what it is actually.
Yeah.
Identifier clearly says all of them it's a glacier. The
Mm-hmm.
Wikipedia, however, I would say is about a mountain. Let's see, I'm gonna check another Wikipedia. It also says a
That's
mountain.
mountain. Yeah. And I guess the Saboano will say it's a glacier because it uses geonames.
Yes, I'm pretty sure that's what this says. I'm not sure, but
My Saboano is bad though.
exactly, but it refers to geonames in the info box. And it also refers it as the what I believe is the main source.
Mm-hmm.
So this one says it's a glacier. The other one says it's a mountain.
Yes.
I guess this is the history. Let's see, 2016. Is this book more? Yes, it is. Let's see when it was created as well. 2008. Which makes me want to say that this I-team should actually be about the mountain. Because from, I guess the I-team itself were created in 2000. I'm not gonna guess actually. 2013.
Yeah.
And at that time, it must have been about the mountain,
Yeah.
in my opinion.
Seems
So we're
about right.
gonna create a new I-team for the glacier.
And move some statements.
Move some statements. And add some statements to make it clear that it's different from this one.
Yes. So no one comes afterwards and merge them again.
Exactly. Gonna clean up that description as well, just to begin with. Okay, let's see here. So language, the English one. It happens to have the same language.
I'm
Or
gonna
the same
ask.
name.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask the chat here if anyone knows German. If glacier means glacier or
It does.
mountain. Yes.
It
So
does means glacier.
the German label needs to be fixed.
Yes.
Well, I'm gonna figure out to what.
I'm gonna move ahead. Just create a empty item to begin with and start adding statements. I wanna say
We did get some confirmation in the chat as well. That's good. Thank you, Larissa.
I want to go ahead and add country Norway as well. I'm just essentially copy pasting from the earlier one. I don't want to copy paste located in the tutorial entity because I'm not that sure about it. Nor do I actually want to copy paste the coordinate as well because they might differ.
Which references were they for the?
Imported
so they were just
from...
imported from the Wikipedias. All right, yes. That might not be the best ones.
Actually, this one I should be able to copy down because that article was about the glacier.
Yes. And now you're actually copying this manually?
You mean there's a tool for this?
I think there's a user script for copying statements.
Yes.
I don't know which one it is, but if someone in the chat will give us a hint, we will be very appreciative.
Yes. So I actually gonna remove glacier from here now. I haven't moved identifiers yet. I'm gonna do that in a moment. I think that's I'm gonna move all of them, as I remember.
Yeah.
But let's see if someone gives us a hint in the chat, because I'm gonna go ahead and add a statement that's called different from, if I can spell. Different from, and I'm gonna add this new item. This is essentially, the only thing this is used for is to make sure that indicate to author people editing Wikidata that this is different from a specific item so that you do not end up merging them or adding the wrong statements to them and such. And I'm gonna add it to both of them.
So I actually found it. So I put it in our chat, and I'm actually going to put it up on the screen as well. It's
okay. Then we're gonna
for
try
everyone else here, it's the import script from user Meldrick moveclaim2.js.
I'm gonna copy that for more chat here, and we're gonna show people how to add user script, because they are a little different from good old gadgets.
You could say these are gadgets on a tryout.
Exactly.
They might become.
So this
gadgets.
is where this is the playground for things that might end up being gadgets. So under your user page, you can actually you have an empty page that's called common.js, I believe.
Yes, you spelled.
It should autocomplete here, I believe.
Or you can go through the UI so people can remember this.
Oh, there's a UI for this.
Yes, so if you go to preferences.
I had no clue.
It's a little bit hidden because it's innocuously hidden under appearance.
Oh, and our
The
parents.
second tab.
Okay.
And there you have links to all in the top. So you have link to all your
Yes.
and you can also have
All
different ones for
wikis.
different skins if you want to. But that's the one.
Exactly. Common.js. And here we can see I have a couple of ones. And something I'm not sure what it is. It's a broken user script I wrote a while ago. But you can see here that we have this type of import script that Jan showed on the screen earlier. I have a couple of ones that I have written here related to maps. But you can actually import this from Orchard users. I know that people end up importing mine. I held no responsibility for what you do with them.
No, I think that's what
And
it says in the top
that's the
of the
thing
page
with
as well.
exactly. You can break things here, so to say. But I trust this. And let's see what it does. So I'm gonna go back. I want to copy their statements. And then we got something here.
And green little arrow. That's
A
promising.
green little arrow to things. Okay, I'm gonna click it. Okay. Move claim to another entity. Yes. This is the new one. Perfect. I guess I can just do like that. Okay, then I can copy and I can move it. So I want to move it. Okay, I assume this is removed, that I would need to reload it. I'm gonna do that before we do the Orchard 2. Okay, they have disappeared.
It worked.
This would be really nice. I'm gonna shake this
We're learning
new
today
one.
as well. This is good.
Exactly, this is great for me.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna move ahead. This is,
Yep.
I really like this.
User Meldrick, thank you.
Yes.
I'm going to put it up on the screen again now that we also have confirmed that it is actually very useful. This can save, especially in these kinds of situations when you're creating new items out of old ones.
Yes, exactly. Now we're actually gonna move the site link. That I don't think we can copy. Let's see, this... I'm just gonna delete it and assume it's... Okay.
Yes.
You have to delete it before you can add it to a new one.
Yeah, it will give you an error otherwise.
Go back to Wikipedia. It's the SEP one. And publish. Check, we split an item.
Oh, very cool.
I'm gonna reload this so that we can see all of it.
Yes. And you added there different from the other one.
Exactly.
Will they have some sort of other relation?
Yes, actually. The glacier can have a very, very useful one, I believe. It can have something called located. Let's see if we can use this recoin we showed up last time. Located on terrain feature.
So
the glaciers is range? Of course.
But that one's different. Yes. All right. Yes.
So we have located on terrain feature, because glaciers are usually located on mountains, and particular in this case. Publish.
All right.
There are a couple of things that could still be wrong here.
Yeah, so the German label there, I guess.
Yes. And
it's just berg as in Swedish.
Oh. That's a little, and it's actually, it's a small letter here and the big one here
Yep.
because of the German language.
Yes.
There might be more labels I can't see. Let's see. But it all looks good, what I can see,
Yep.
based on my French and my Dutch.
Yes. I think
Hebrew and
Nicholas
Arabic.
tell us if this is wrong otherwise.
I'm not good enough at. But that's it. I think we're gonna do another one.
All right.
Now, when we have that useful tool, we can easily
Yes.
manage another one. Let's take someone
Oh, you're
to
going
the software.
to
Yeah,
something tricky here.
we have to
That
head
was a
down to
low
the
number.
continent.
Below a million.
Oh, this is a low number. Yeah, true.
Yes.
Okay. Glacier and mountain.
The image looks to be a
The image looks to be a glacier.
yes.
This says glacier. This
Yeah.
says glacier. It's located in Switzerland. It has a mountain range that exists on both of them. We have a freebase ID, we have a Geonames ID and a glacier ID. Let's have a look on the Geonames one. It says it's a peak.
Ooh.
So Geonames, not glacier.
Yep.
Let's see freebase as well. It will put us on 2 labs because freebase doesn't exist anymore. It says clearly glacier. Oh,
And
let's
and
I
the
guess the
glimpse
German
was
one.
a glacier. Oh, do you know? Do you see the different ones? It's plain
I
on
see that.
all except for Swedish and Cebuano.
Oh, lovely. Our favorite languages when it comes to Wikipedia and Wikidata.
Yes.
Yes, here we go. Oh, we have 2
Alright.
bot-created articles that are about a peak.
Yes.
Oh, but great
But
then.
that's
We
quite
actually
good then.
know
Yes.
we know exactly what to do. Let's see when this was created, 2016.
Yeah.
Okay, I assume that some of the other articles are much older. I wonder.
Check the French.
Yeah, but it says glacier.
Yes. Yeah, for the age.
Oh, for the age, true.
9.
Oh,
Yes.
and I don't even think that was when it was created.
Oh, no. Yes. That
So
was
yeah,
when it got an info box.
I want to check this as well because it didn't have glacier in the title, but it says it's a glacier based on
Very nice
my
image.
totally okay Norwegian skills.
Oh, yes. So
Here's
here we
Hebrew
got
as well.
someone with internal knowledge here. It says it's a difference between the point the plane marked and the plane marked itself, which I think we just figured out.
Exactly. It's the Seb one and the Swedish one. Yeah.
Do
As
we
I
need to
read it.
check if there's an item for that already?
Yes, we do need to check for that. So we want to check for the peak. I'm gonna go to Swedish one and see what we. I actually just gonna search for plain mort and hope it isn't too broad,
Common.
so we will run into tons of items. This seems to me to be something else.
A person with the name. A sculpture of a person with the name
Exactly.
Plain who is dead, because that was the mort.
Oh. So
Mort in 1505.
let's do that as well. We got a
Oh, there we have it.
glacier in Switzerland. I assume that's
Wait.
very possible that
You also had a
it has
point as
very.
well.
it. Yeah, true. Both of them are quite new as well. The glacier in Switzerland, Plainmore
Mm-hmm.
Glacier,
Nothing
coordinate
else.
location.
All right.
I'm gonna zoom out. Okay.
All right.
Um, just gonna look. We decided that this is the glacier. It's very much the same glacier. Oh, then we got a bunch of things to do here.
Mm-hmm.
It has new identifiers. This is, yeah, this ends up being problematic very often when there's new identifiers. So we often speak about adding important statements so people can find them. But external identifiers is really important when people do imports. So if you're missing external identifier, there will be duplicate items.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is an instance of a summit, or
Mm-hmm.
I guess it would be the same as the peak. Um,
Oh, and that
it
has an
has
English.
exactly, and I'm pretty sure this is the same as the Swedish one, right? It's a mountain
29,
or
27.
peak, I guess.
I think so.
It's located same location. Let's see if there is. It refers to the glacier.
Mm-hmm.
It overlooks the large and flat glacier named
Mm-hmm.
Plain de Mort Glacier. Okay, then we has to merge one item, and we has to move an identifier as well as two articles.
Yep.
I'm gonna start by moving
Mm-hmm.
the different articles and identifiers. We're gonna use this new tool. Let's see, I'm gonna copy the queue number for this one. This was the peak. Now we have to have the tongue at the right place. The geo names should be moved. It was about the peak.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna move the claim. It won't disappear, but we know since before that it
Yeah.
actually does disappear. And we wanna move the sub one and the Swedish one.
Mm.
They happens to have the same exact name, so I'm gonna copy that for use later on. Again, you have to remove them before you can add them on a different item. I'm gonna go back to this one and add sub as well as Sven. Exactly the same. Publish it.
All right.
I'm gonna reload this so we can see that the identifier removed as well. Yes. And we want to move an item, or we want to merge an item, so to say. It we just said before we started the stream, it can sometimes be easy, sometimes be a little trickier. But essentially, Wikidata has a built-in page for this. Is it this one, or do I have it easily accessible? No. I'm just gonna search here for move. It's not called move, it's called merge. We want to merge two items. And essentially, when you want to merge items, you want to merge the newer item into the older one. And you know the age of them by looking on how long the queue number is or high it is. So we knew actually that this is quite an old item.
Yeah.
So I want to
So,
merge to that.
so you're not using the gadget for this.
No, I'm not.
All
I'm
right.
not. I'm not a heavy gadget user
No.
actually.
All right.
Uh,
Yes. Oh,
I
this is
tend
the
to write
basic
my
thing then.
own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tend to write my own gadget before I realize there is one. I'm gonna click merge and see what happens. Also, this tool is accessible to everyone. No
Mm-hmm.
need to
Yes.
look for gadgets. Let's see what happens. Yes, we got an error. That's always uh, great for everyone, for
Uh,
educational purposes.
so
Um,
this, I think, wouldn't happen in the gadget.
no, no, it makes a lot of sense that this do not happen because it should know the priority. So
Hmm.
essentially, it says that because we have descriptions for the English language in both of them and they are not exactly the same, we can't merge them. So on this item here, that's the newer one. I'm gonna remove the description
Mhm.
and try to merge it again. See if it complains over something else. And I have no clue what it just did.
I
Oh,
think
here it
it was
actually says
merged. Yes.
was merged into plain mode class here. Okay, great. Um, I'm gonna do for this one because they are actually do not have the same name. I'm not gonna add this is different from. Now when we have cleared this out, I don't think that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
Um, Especially not as we could clearly see that the error origins from the bot created articles in Wikipedia's. I am, however, gonna add is located on terrain feature
Just.
just to have them connected.
Yep.
So I just gonna make sure, yes, I'm on the peak, which I don't want to be. I want to be on the different one. I'm gonna copy the identifier for the peak and go to Glacier and add a new statement. Located on terrain feature, and we are saying it's located on that mountain. And I'm gonna publish it. So there we go. We did 2 items. It didn't take a lot of time actually. I expected it to take a lot longer.
Yeah.
Um,
But they weren't super plain and easy. There was a little bit of a trickiness to
no.
it. Yep.
And I hope like especially with the first one, we had to figure out what type of authority the item had based on the identifiers, the age of the articles, and such. I think it's always useful when you end up you doing that because there will be external databases that refers to Wikidata and are dependent on the quality in Wikidata. So spending some extra time every now and then just cleaning items up is very useful, I believe.
Hmm.
Um, and we actually got to merge an item as well and make sure that to search for them, we just not create a new one. We made sure that we do not duplicate even more items.
Yeah.
Um, and it's everyone will end up making a duplicate item of something every once or twice. It will happen, but if everyone also like spends a little bit of time and takes the effort to this, I
Hmm.
it should be a positive change in the long run. When
Yeah. And I guess
the
I've
Wikimedia
been,
way, we
yeah. I guess I've been uh, duplicating items sometimes because I was only able to search in English and Swedish, and the item was but in some other
yeah.
language. And so if you can add more than just one label or in more than one language, it will also help because that will start a chain of people being able to translate it.
Yes.
So I need to go back to my item that I created and only added the Swedish label now. So no one goes and make a duplicate of my item or the item I created in.
So we can actually this might be useful for some, but you have this all entered languages, but you can also
Mm.
see on my that by default I have English, German, Norwegian, Bokmål, and Swedish. So I think we
Mm.
could just show off how one
Yes,
would end
do
up
show
that
that.
happening if you happens to know several languages. You can see on my user page, mine for Wikidata is empty because I use meta. But you can see Babel user information that it says native Swedish, very good Norwegian, slightly good English, terrible German. And that's the sites that I can see this. I just have this small template saying that Babel, Swedish, N for native, Norwegian bokmål, NB for level 4 skill, I guess. English for also level 4, and German level 1. And I think this is on a scale from 5 to 1 or 0, as well as the N for native.
Yes.
But you can also look it up. But one can go to my user page and copy paste this for their own use. Just change the language tags here and the number. Again, it's your user page. If you copy it and it shows an error the first time, just edit it again.
Exactly. That's how we make
Great.
small improvements.
Exactly.
All right. Did you have anything else you wanted to show today?
No, I think I'm pretty much done.
All right.
For
I'm
today.
pretty much done as well for today. So we'll wish everyone a nice Saturday evening or morning or night, wherever you are. And we'll see you perhaps next week again.
Perhaps next week. Or next week is actually the Wikimedia Hackathon.
Oh, yes. So the next week is the Wikimedia Hackathon. We will probably be spending some time there.
Yes.
Right. And we hope to see you as well.
Exactly.
Bye for now.
Bye.